Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is your host Mohan and you are watching MSSQL DBA series. In our last videos, we have covered fundamentals and DBA roles, installation and configuration. We have talked about the databases and files. Also, we have talked about SQL basics for DBA. In today's video, we are going to talk about backup types, full differential, transaction log, and copy only. We'll see how we need to plan our backups, what is RPO, RTO, what should be the frequency and retention of the backup, what is the compression option. We are also going to see how we can take the backups, different types of backups, then how we can take the full backup file or file group backup or system database backups. Then we will also see the options of validation and securing your backups using checksum, verify only, or encryption. And in the last, as we also always do, we will go through the interview questions around the topics. So if you haven't watched the videos which I have posted earlier, please go and watch them. It is very useful. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel till this time, please go and subscribe it and press the bell icon. Without any further delay, let's move to the next slide. What is backup? If you look into the definition, backup is a point in time snapshot of the database that works as a safety net in case of the disaster. So backup is a point in time snapshot. Point in time means at the point your backup finishes, whatever is there in your database, it will be backed up. And why we need backup? We need backups for different purposes. The first one is protect against hardware failure. As our data is stored in data files and those data files will be in a drive, and there can be some issue in the drive, or there can be a hardware failure in that drive and your database or data can be lost. For that purpose we need backup. Other is recover from human error. So if someone deletes the file, or if someone deletes the data from SQL Server tables or database, and if you want to recover that database, again you need backup. And if your database got crashed, and if you want to restore your database till certain point, that is called the point in time, or PITR, point in time recovery. So that is only possible if you have backups. Then protection from the malware. If you are working with the system and if there is any virus and your data is not accessible or your files are not accessible, then you need backup to restore that particular database. And the last one is for the compliance. Some companies mandate that you have to take the backup of the databases as a compliance. So for that also we need backups. Now let's see what are the types of backups. So we have full, differential, transaction log, copy only, file and file group backups, and tail of log backups. So let's see and understand what those backup means. Full backup, as its name suggests, is it takes the full backup of the database, means it captures everything at that moment. Whatever there in the database, it will capture in the .bak file. And why we use it? We use it for the base for everything. So if you don't have the full backup, you can't run the differential. So if you don't have the full backup, you can't run the differential backup or the log backup of the database. So it acts as a base and it backups everything, including the users in the database. Next is the differential backup, and the differential backup only keeps the data that has changed since the last full backup. For example, if you have taken the full backup on Sunday and if you are taking differential backup on Monday, it will keep all the changes from Sunday to Monday. And if you are taking differential backup on Wednesday, it will again take the differences or whatever changes has been happened since Sunday. It will keep all those differences. So differential backup depends on the full backup. It does not have the changes from the last differential backup, but from the last full backup. That is very important to understand. So why we need differential backup? Differential backup are faster to create and takes less space than a full backup because it only keeps the changes that has happened since the last full backup. Then what is the transaction log backup? All the individual transaction or changes since the last log backup. So transaction log backup is having all the transactions which has occurred in the database since the last transaction log backup. It will have all those transactions. And why it is essential? It is essential for the PITR or point in time recovery. If you want to restore your database till certain point, then we need the transaction log backup. Then we have the copy only backup. it is same as full backup, but do not disturb the differential base. This is very, very important because most of the people or most of the DBAs, they are just confused between the full backup and copy only backup. And when you ask them what is copy only backup, they will always say that copy only backup we take because it does not disturb the log chain. But this is not the correct answer. We use copy only backup because we should not or we don't want to disturb the base for the differential backup. Just consider an example where you have set up SQL Server agent jobs to take backup. 5 p.m. Sunday, you take the full backup. Every day at 7 p.m. except Sunday, you take the differential backup. And every 1 hour, you are taking the transaction log backup using those SQL Server agent jobs. Just consider that one of your team members, he has taken the full backup on Tuesday afternoon, and you are not aware of it. And on Tuesday around 9 p.m., your database got crashed. So as per the strategy, you will try to recover the database. First, you will restore the database like full database backup with no recovery and resend differential backup that will be on Tuesday 7 p.m. You try to restore that backup and your database differential restore will fail, and it will say that your differential backup does not belong to the full backup you are trying to restore. What does it mean? It means that someone has taken the full backup and you are not aware of it, and this full backup is causing the differential base change, because now this differential backup which you have at 7 p.m. On Tuesday, it is referring to some other backup, and the other backup is the same what your team member has taken. So in this case, he has disturbed the differential base, and it can cause the problem if you don't know about the full backup or location, or if you're not aware about the backup, right? So this is why we use the copy only backup. If he use the copy only option while taking the backup, the differential base of that backup will not be changed, and when you try to restore the differential in such situation, it will be restored without any error, because you have used the copy only option while taking the backup. So this is the importance of copy only backup. And believe me, I have seen multiple scenarios where in the production or maybe in the cutover time while you are doing migration, this plays a very important role. Because once I remember one of the client, they have given us the full backup, and then they have given us the differential backup. Later, while during the restore, we have realized that the differential backup whatever they have provided, it was not belonging to the full backup which we have restored previously. So we had to we have to extend our downtime by 4 to 5 hours. So this is very important setting. Next is the file and file groups backup. You can capture the single file or single file group backup as well. And why we use it? We use in case of archiving and for the faster recovery. Next, we have the tail log backup. It means it will take the backup of all those transactions which is currently in your buffer cache. So it will capture the log that haven't been backed up yet in case of emergency. So when you are taking the if you want to prepare your database for restore, then in that case you can take the tail log backup. Or if your database got corrupted or crashed, but your log is still accessible, then in that case also for recovery, you can use the tail log backup. So let's understand this with an example here with the picture. So here is a full database backup, and it is taking the backup of all your databases, but all the log file, data file, your users, everything it will take a backup of. And then we have a differential backup, so it will only take the differences, whatever changes has happened since the last full backup. Then we have a transaction log backup. So you can see every 1 hour we are taking like after full we are taking a log backup, then log backup, then log backup. So your this log backup is just uh, aligned with your last log backup. It does not align with your full backup. I written an article about the scenario explaining that this transaction log backup does not belong to your last full backup until this is the first full backup. I hope you got what I'm saying. It means that when you have taken the full backup first time, then only your log backup will belong to that particular full backup. And if you have taken full backup multiple times, then this transaction log backup just will maintain the chain from the last log backup, not with the last full backup. Okay. I will give you the link of the article. You can read about, you can go through the article and you will understand more about it. Then we have the copy only backup, which I have already explained that it is a full or T-log backup that does not affect the regular backup sequence for testing and migration. Then we have file and file group level. So it will take the file backup or the file group backup. Then we have tail log backup that we have already explained, that I have already explained. So restore sequence will be full, differential, T-log, and the T-log backup or the tail of log backup. Okay, now we have RPO and RTO in your environment, or when you are going for the interview, sometimes the interviewer may ask that what is RPO and what is RTO. So the full form of RTO is recovery time objective, and RPO means recovery point objective. So these are the SLAs defined, or so these are some of the numbers which are defined while you are having contract with your customer. So recovery point objective means how much data can we afford to lose, and recovery time objective means how quickly must be backup online, must be back online. So so when your database got crashed, and if you took around 1 hour to restore the database, so that will come under RTO, recovery time objective. And if you are able to only recover the database, like if you have lost the database for 15 minutes, then this will be your RPO. And this backup and RPO and backups and RTO both defines backups are very important because it defines the RPO and RTO. How it defines the RPO or recovery point objective. So you can schedule your backup. For example, if your RPO is 15 minutes, so you can schedule your like transaction log backup every 15 minutes to achieve that RPO. And about the RTO as well. So you can define the frequency of your full backup or differential backup or log backup if you want to achieve the RTO, because it will define how much time you will take to restore the database, right? So if you are taking your full backup too frequently, then it will not take much time to restore the database, because you will have the full backup, and then you will have the differential and you will have log backup as well. So both the things will depend on your size of the database as well, but those belongs to, or are those are related, or those are directly related with the backup strategies. So here you can say like this is our regular full backup, then incremental backups, and now at this time, if your database got crashed, then this you red line you can see. So this database or this data we can lose, and this will be our recovery point objective, means this data we will lose, and the recovery time objective is this one, where you will see like this I mean to restore the database if we have taken this much of time. So that is called the RTO. Now let's talk about the frequency, retention, and compression of the backup. So if you talk about the frequency, it completely depends on your environment or whatever policies you have, or whatever the size of database. For example, if your database size is in terabyte, or maybe 900 GB, 800 GB, 2 terabyte, 4 terabyte. So in that case, normally we will take the full backup weekly, on weekend, and differential backup daily, and transaction log backup again depends on your RPO. So sometimes it can be 15 minutes and it can be 1 hour as well. So it completely depends on you and the size of the database. Because if you take the full backup every day for the database, which is around 1 terabyte, so it is going to take 2 to 3 hours every day, and it is going to take the resources like CPU as well. Again, retention depends on how much money you can spend on your storage, because whatever file, whatever backup you are taking, you might be taking on the disk or tape, or in cloud, right? So it will incur the cost to retain the backup. So you can so it completely depends on your environment and your policy, how much data you want to retain. Normally, I have seen that people will keep the 30 days of data, or they can also have a strategy. For example, they can have they can also save yearly backup, 6 months backup, or monthly backup. So this is also possible that you may need to go through the so there might be a requirements where you want to go through the database like 3 years back, or 6 months back. So in that case, we can go and restore the database by using those backup files. So retention completely depends on you and your requirement or your customer. Now we have the compression. So why we use compression? So when we use compression, your database backup size will be decreased, but it will come with one of the trade-off that if you are using the compression, the CPU utilization will be high for that particular time, because compressing the backup will be a CPU intensive operation. So in the compression, it is just an storage and performance optimization. So for the large backup file, it will use the high storage usage, standard IO and standard time impact will be. So here, if you don't have the compression on, or you say like, so if you don't have the compression on, then the file will be large and it will have high storage usage, standard IO and standard time. But if you have kept it on, then it will have a smaller backup file, right? So this is the use of compression. Now let's see what is the checksum, verify only, and encryption, right? So you can see this diagram here, checksum on and checksum off. So checksum basically, checksum is just a number that we can calculate, or SQL Server data page will have that checksum number. And while you are taking backup, it will recalculate based on the data, whatever it has in that particular data page or data block. And if that number matches with the existing number, which is which is currently there in the page, then we say like this file is, or this page is safe, this is not corrupted. And if the checksum is off, then SQL Server does not verify that particular checksum number, and it just copy that page as well. So if you have used this option checksum on, then your database, whatever you are taking backup of that particular data block, you are sure, you will be sure that this is not corrupted, right? And there is another option that is called verify only. So when your database backup is finished, it will again check that whatever database you have backed up in some of the backup file, that particular backup file is not corrupted, or that particular storage is not corrupted where you have taken the backup. So checksum is only for the data which is currently there in the data file, or yeah, in the data file. And verify only option is for the backup files which you have taken. Now we have the encryption as well. So if you want to encrypt your backup files that is currently in your storage, then you use the encryption. I will see if I can tell you, or if I can teach you about the encryption. I will say if I can explain the encryption later, but for now, just understand that if you kept the setting on, or if you have enabled the encryption, that is tabular data encryption, that is TDE, then this backup files will be encrypted. So now let's see how we can implement those backups. Now let's understand how we take the backups. The first important thing while you are taking the backup is the drive which you are taking backup on should have the complete full access on your account. So if your SQL service is running in, for example, SQL service.abc account, then that particular account should have the full admin permission in that drive, or at least it should have the written write permission and read permission. Okay, so I have already given the permission in this D drive, or maybe you can give the SQL backup folder the full permission. After that, we can just run this command, backup database and your database name to disk, and here you can define some name. And if you have given the access to any store location or shared path, you can give the path here as well. And then we will have the name of the file that you can give anything, whatever you want, but .bak is just an extension or a standard extension. You can give any other name as well. Then we will have the name of the database backup, and then we can say go, and we can just run this command. And once you run this command, it will take the backup of this database. Let me show you. So here you can see we have a full backup. So this is how we create the full backup of the database. There is another way of creating the database backup, that is using the GUI. So I will go here, go to task, and go to backup. In this window, I can select the database name on which we want to perform the backup. Then we can select the type of backup, that is full backup. And again, from here, we can remove this file, or we can add the file, and again go to the your location where your database folder or backup folder is there. Then this is the SQL backups. And here I can give a name, for example, abc.abc. I can give any extension, I can give any name. So I have given abc. Click OK. And here we have different options like it will append to the existing backup set. If you have existing backup set, it will append to that set, or if you want to override the existing backup sets. Okay, and then we have option here, for example, if you want to compress the backup, if you want if you do not want to compress the backup. So for example, now I want to compress it. Okay, and instead of clicking on back OK, I can click OK as well, but I will script it out. I'll close it and I'll show what are the options it got in like in this script we have got. So here the name is again corporate D full database backup, and here these are the different options. You can read more about it, but here I want to show the compression. So if it is saying compression, then it will compress the backup, and stats means every 10% when it completes, it will show in the output. Okay, so let's see. We go to messages. So 54, 70, 81, 100%. So that backup is completed now. This is how we take the full backup by two methods. Again, if you want to take the differential backup, then we can take differential backup. Let me show you. If you want to take the differential backup, the command will almost be the same, only there is one difference. That is with the differential option, you need to take, to write the size, like the extension will be, it can be same and can be different as well. Some people take it as DIFF just to differentiate, and some of the DBAs just, keep those backups in different folder name diff. So it completely depends on you. Again, I can just click on execute, and the differential backup will be taken. We can see here in the backup, we have the differential backup, right? Again, we have another way of taking the differential backup by going into the database, right click, task, and then backup. And here we can just go to differential instead of full. And again, we can define different name, or like if you want to append or rewrite and backup option. For example, if I don't want to compress, I will say simply do not compress backup and then script it out. Why I always prefer to script? Because it allow you some time to decide, and it will also give you what options you are using here in a nutshell. So I always prefer to script it out and then run that particular command, right? So here again you can say, here it is saying no compression, right? So now if I will run it, maybe I can give some different name, AB, and then I will run this. So here again, if I will see, then I will have the differential backup. So this is how we take the differential backup. Right now, we will see how we take the transaction log backup. So, so to take the differential backup, the format is a bit different. Here we will say backup log and then database name, to disk, and the location and the file of the backup. So and the name of the file. And here we can give TRN, that is transaction. Again, we can use anything, but for the standardization, we use TRN and the name. And if I will click here, then it will take all the transactions which has happened, or which is in their buffer pool, or the other dirty records, whatever they are in the like transaction. So it will take the backup of all the logs present in the log file. So here, just to verify this, we have the TRN. We can also take the log backup using the GUI. It will be the same here. We can select transaction log, and again, we can check the options, but this time let's keep it default. I'll click on cancel. And here we cannot see the compression option, right? And here we can give the different name because we have already given some name. So log one, and again BKP, for example, if I will give BKP, let's see if it backs up. So it has taken the backup, and here you can see the backup is present, right? But for standardization, we keep the log backup as .trn, full backup as .bak, and differential backup as .diff. So this is how we take the transaction log backup. Now, if you want to take the backup of any specific file or file group, that also you can achieve using GUI or using the script. Here, I will go here like full, and here you can see options of database and file group. So we can go to files, we can select for example, if I want to take the backup of this only for only this file, I will say okay, and again I will script it out. right? And here you can see it is just taking the backup database name, file name to disk. Okay, the now name will be .bkp, and again no options are selected, so I will just click OK. And here I can see again this file, not this one. Okay, let me see what options we have selected. Okay, we have selected this name. Oh, this has overwritten the earlier file. Let me give the name as 2. 1 minute, nothing has happened. Oh, the file name actually log1 we have given to the transaction log backup which we have taken earlier. So I will give it as 2, and now I can see that is here. So this is how we take the file level backup, and if you want to take the file group level, I can select this particular file group, or I can select this file group, and I can click OK, and I can click OK here. So it has completed. You can see. 1 minute. I think something is missed, or maybe I'm not able to. That's why I always prefer the script one, because the script will give. See, again, I've given the same name, so it just got replaced. Instead of this, I will select this option, OK, and I will remove it. I will add it and give the different name here. D drive, SQL backups here. I will give a file group underscore back dot bak. And now it has taken the file group level backup. So here we can see we have this backup, right? So we have different types of backup which we can take. The last one is for the tail of log backup. So let me show you how you can take the tail of log backup. So there can be two scenarios where you are taking the tail of log backup. One is when you're preparing for the restore. So you want to take the backup of the logs which is currently present in the database and which is not being backed up using log backup. So we will use this option. So once we run this statement, our database will go into the recovery mode, and then we can restore that, right? Other thing is, if you want to if your database is having some issues, and if your only log is accessible but database is not accessible, so in that case you can use this with continue after error and no truncate option. Then your database will be your backup will be backed up, and that will be called the tail of log backup, right? So for now I will show you this option. We can remove this option from here. Okay, so let's see if it works. Let me give the name as our tail log is that one. I will give an execute command here. Let's see if it completes or it gives any error. It says exclusive access could not be obtained because database is in use. So I will do alter database name set single underscore user with rollback immediate. Okay, so it will not give this error. Correct syntax. And now you can see the database must be in the single user mode, and this is in the restoring state, right? If I want this database to go into the multi-user mode, I can simply run this command instead of single user. This one will be multi-user. But again, this is not permitted because database is in restoring state. So let me run the command restore database with recovery. Okay, now we can run this command. Okay, so now the database will be in read write mode, or sorry, multi-user mode, right? And this is not in the restoring state, it is online. So this is just to show you how we can take the tail of log backup, and this one will be useful when you have database issues where your database is not accessible but your log is accessible. So you can use this command. Okay, so this is all about the database backups in SQL Server. Now I will go through the interview questions, which is important for this topic. So the first interview question will be considering a scenario where you have taken the full backup of a database at 1 p.m. on Sunday. Then 2 p.m. we have taken the differential backup. At 3 p.m. we have taken the log backup. Again, we have taken full backup on same day at 4 p.m., differential at 5 p.m. and T-log at 6 p.m. Now someone has deleted the backup, full backup, which you have taken at 4 p.m. So uh, someone has deleted the backup that you have taken the 4 p.m. that was our full backup. Now the question is your database got crashed at 7 p.m. Will you be able to restore the database till 6 p.m.? It means till last T-log backup. If your answer is yes, then why? And if your answer is no, then why? So if your answer is no, you would probably say that as we don't have the full backup at 4 p.m., so this differential of 5 p.m. is not usable. That is 100% correct. And then you will say that your T-log of 6 p.m. is also not usable because we don't have the last full backup. So this statement is wrong. And if you say yes, then you have to explain why. The reason why you are able to, the right answer is yes, you can restore till 6 p.m. The sequence will be first you need to restore with full backup of 1 p.m. Then you have to restore with differential backup at 2 p.m. with no recovery. Then T-log backup of 3 p.m. with no recovery. And in the last, you will restore 6 p.m. T-log backup with recovery option. So I have written the whole uh, I have written the article about it. You can go and check in my LinkedIn profile. Here you can go and you can see the articles. You can go down, you can go to the articles, view all, and this is the article which I am referring. So here I have explained everything the same scenario and with all these tables and data, and I have explained the reason also why it happens. So I would request you to go through this article and comment your views on it, so you will understand fully why it is possible to write the or restore the database till 6 p.m. Okay. Next is what is a stride backup and why we use it in SQL Server. So this is very important question, and you may need to take this stride backup when your database is very large, or if you want the faster speed of your backup. So let me go through the SSMS to see how we can take the stride backup. So the command is same, backup database name. Then you need to give to disk. Instead of taking the backup whole backup in one file, we will just give it like 4 times with different file names. And again, the same option, compression, if you want to use checksum and the name of the backup. So this option is also not needed, but yeah, just for your information. So when you click on execute, here, the database will be backed up in four different files. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever name we have given, it has taken the backup, on those four files. When you are restoring these kinds of backup, you need to select all the backup files. There is other way of taking the stripe backup. You can again go to task, backup, and here instead of instead of selecting one file, you can again select 2, 3, 4 files, whatever you want. And for example, here I will again select the location, and here I will say BACK backup 1231 underscore 1 dot BAK. Okay, and then I'll click OK. I'll go add again, go to different location, for example E, and if I want to take backup here, ABC underscore BAK dot BAK, whatever like name you can give as per your convenience. I just wanted to show you, and then I can go to script. So here, so let me show you my E drive also. So this is my D drive, and here is my E drive. Here we don't have any backup, but once we run that command, we will have the backup files. So here the backup is executed. Now the one file is created here, abc underscore back dot back, and then we have another file which is created in the D drive, right? So here you can see this is the backup file. So when you restore, you need to refer both the files. Now the question again, now the question comes, what is the importance of taking the Stripe backup? So there are multiple advantages of taking the backup in this like different file. The advantage will only be useful, or it will be only useful if you are taking the Stripe backup in different drives. First advantage is parallelism. So SQL Server use different multiple threads to write the backups in different files that is in different drives. So uh, you will have uh, uh, you will have a good speed while taking the backup. And second is your RTO will also be reduced because backup file, because the backup will finishes faster, and as we have taken the backup in different file, your recovery will become faster. And sometimes you will have a limit in your single file creation as per your policy in the disk. Then also in that case we can use Stripe backup so that we can have multiple smaller files. So these are the advantages of taking the Stripe backup. Next is, what is the method of encrypting the backups at rest? So you can say that TDE, or tabular data encryption, is the method of encrypting your backup at rest. Backup at rest. Next question is, what is copy only backup? Can we take copy only backup for differential and log backup also? So the copy only backup is the option we can use with the full backup and the log backup. So for the full backup, if you are using copy only backup, it will not impact the base of differential backup. But if you are using it for the like with the log backups, then it will not disturb the log chain. So that's what I said. If you only answer that the copy only backup will not disturb the log chain, it is partially true because it is applicable to T-log backups only. But for the for the full backup, it will avoid, or it will prevent disturbance in the base of the differential. Okay, so we can go here. We can again right click, task, and backup. Here you can see the copy only option. If I click on this, and this is the full backup, it means it supports the taking the copy only option with full. But when we click on differential, this option is disabled. It means it does not support in differential. In log, it supports it, right? Again, I can just script it out, and here you see, you will see the option has copy only. So with copy only option, you can use for taking the these copy only backups or backups with copy only option. Again, I have written an article recently about it. Let me see if I can show you. Okay, I don't think I have a copy only option. Anyway, yeah. So this is about the copy only option. The next question is, your server is under heavy CPU load during weekend due to the weekend sale in e-com website. So consider that you are working for an e-com client where you have a sale on weekend, and your CPU is very high, and your backup is scheduled, or that backup schedule is approaching. And in this case, what will you do to make sure that CPU won't impact much? So there are multiple things. It completely depends on your situation and your approval from your leadership. So first thing, you can avoid taking backup at that time because backup is a highly CPU intensive operation. So if you take the backup at that time, definitely your CPU will hit to 100%. Second best option is, you can check your script if you are using the option like checksum or compression or verify only. So you can remove those options, or you could disable the option for that particular schedule or that particular run, because checksum does not take much CPU, but the verify only and compression. So these options takes a lot of CPU. So you can disable those options. So this is it about today, and I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.